What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Monday Night Wars. I'm Brett Mix. Mix Your Madness. Hit like and subscribe if you like the Monday Night Wars and what's going on with these videos. This is week 51. This is the 179th Raw episode in its history. It went live on it didn't go live, but it went on the USA Network from Hershey Park Arena in Hershey, Pennsylvania. This Raw took place to air on October 7th, 1996. The ratings for Raw were at 2.1. For Nitro, it was a 3.5. So Nitro wins by a 1.4 score this week. WCW wins the week for a 15th straight time. So now after this week's loss, the total scoreboard is for WWF 17 wins, 32 losses, and 2 draws. So 32 Nitro wins, 17 WWF wins, 2 ties. And this Raw that lost the week with a 2.1 rating was brought to you by Kevin Kelly, Jerry Lawler, and not Jim Ross from the get-go, but Jim Ross would come out right away. There's a reason, and I'll get to that in 2 seconds. The show, not 2 seconds, but in a minute. The show opened up with a video package showing Vader wrestling Shawn and beating him. International Incident at SummerSlam by DQ and Countout, and then third time last week on Raw in a tag match. 3 victories over the WWF champion. Then they said that tonight Goldust will face Sid, and they also say there'll be more on Jesse James singing My Baby tonight. Eat your heart out, Jeff Jarrett. Then the Raw theme hit. Kevin Kelly says tonight will be great. Here's Mark Marrow in the ring, but Jim Ross hasn't joined us yet. So the new IC champion, Mark Marrow, is in the ring because he has a match with a fake Diesel. Out comes the fake Diesel, and it's Jim Ross there with the fake Diesel because he presented them the other week. So now he comes out with the fake Diesel. Jim Ross joins the broadcast duo of Kevin Kelly and Jerry the King Lawler. And it's funny how Razor and Diesel both get the same pyros Diesel and Razor got. It's pretty interesting. Also funny how JR was walking to the ring with future Kane. By God, it's Kane. So, but as like his manager, it's kind of funny. Fans boo as he delivers knees into the opponent as it's Wildman Mark Marrow versus fake Diesel to begin. I wonder if Vince actually would think that this fake Diesel thing would work. I wonder if he actually thought, if I get 2 other guys in those characters, it can work. I wonder if he actually thought that, though. Like, he must have, or else why would he have done it, right? Marrow knocked Diesel to the outside, and Mark Marrow hit a crossbody to the outside. Then Marrow flew over the top of the crossbody, over the fake Diesel caught him in the air, and hit him with a hot shot over the ropes as Sable cheered on Marrow on the outside. Marrow held against the ropes, as JR says. It's not an outsider type of deal. It's an insider deal. That's a shot at the outsiders. They split the screen, and the fake Razor Ramon cuts a promo. Razor comes to the ring to a chorus of boos, and he says he wants a closer look. Head scissor takeover by Mark Marrow to the offense, and then Marrow sees the fake Razor out there, so he runs to the floor and hits a somerset plancha to the Razor Ramon. The Wildman gets the win after the fake Razor comes in the ring after that and attacks him. So the Wildman wins by DQ. The bad guy and the Big Daddy Cool together on Raw, the fake ones anyway. Match was fair for the most part, for TV at best. A star and a quarter for the match. Undertaker does a Buried Alive promo for Mankind, like a vignette. And they also show Mr. Perfect's vignette about him shooting hoops and hitting golf balls and hitting baseballs, all those kind of things that he does perfectly. And it was something for Hunter Hearst Helmsley, like, because he kept taking his valets in previous weeks. So this was something about to show Hunter. Next up, we got the Smoking Guns taking on the New Rockers. Sunny stayed at home. She was on the phone, and she said she'd consider managing the Guns if they got the titles again. Billy working on Janetti in the corner with a boot up and a clothesline. Billy Gunn with an arm wringer. Jim Ross says back in the commentary booth that Vince McMahon has a huge ego, and out of nowhere. And King went, "What?" Because he said Vince McMahon has a huge ego. King went, "What?" I'm sorry, but I love his "what?" Especially because he's talking about the boss, right? So they're talking about their own boss. So the King going, "What?" is just extra funny. Kevin Kelly asks why he said that out of nowhere. And Jim Ross said, no, he's got a huge ego. Leaf Cassidy with Bart Gunn. This is the part of JR's heel turn here. Leaf Cassidy with Bart Gunn in the ring hits a belly-to-belly suplex. Janetti back in, Irish ribbing Bart to the corner. A double hip toss. Gunn gets back in as Billy kicked to the back of Jannetty from the outside apron. The Guns double team Marty Jannetty. A big splash for Billy to Marty Jannetty, although Marty used Billy's momentum and fell to the floor. Marty Jannetty has time to get back in the match and make a hot tag to Leaf Cassidy, who gets Bart as he tagged in simultaneously. Leaf drops both Smoking Guns at once with the hot tag, and Billy reaches and grabs the ankle of Jannetty. Bart makes Cassidy pay for it as the sidewinder gets hit as Billy Gunn comes off the top with a leg drop, and they beat the New Rockers. The Guns win in the end with a double team move. Pretty decent tag match. I rated it 2 stars. Backstage, Double J Jesse James is with Jim Johnston singing With My Baby Tonight. Spend my money working hard on the go. Okay, I won't sing that song. Basically, he's singing and dancing, saying that Double J can't do either. And he's the real Double J, Jesse James. Just burying him in here, because we know that Jeff Jarrett made his WCW debut, so Vince is taking every shot he can while he says, why not build a star by breaking down another X-star? That's what Vince is doing here. Then Jesse James says the road dog at the end of his promo. He says, if Double J wants to be my roadie, you can be my road dog. I think that's the first time Jesse James says the term road dog. Really interesting. Goldust and Marlena cut a brief backstage promo. They show a promo of Vince McMahon on Livewire with Jim Cornette and Sonny, showing Vince McMahon answering hard questions. So, like, they're promoting Livewire, saying you can ask all the hot questions, and we'll give you the answers. Jim Ross introduces the man they call Vader. Ross says, just last week we saw Vader pin HBK in the middle of the ring as Vader and Cornette cut a promo. Ross says the winner of him and Sid at In Your House Buried Alive will get a title match at Survivor Series. Cornette says, what? Shoots on HBK. He's saying that HBK is only the WWF champion because of merchandise. Where have we heard that before? He says that Playgirl magazine, ladies in the audience scream. He said Vader has won twice at SummerSlam, the international incident, and a clean win last week. All 3 things being true, Vader should get the title shot, but instead he has to go through Sycho Sid. Cornette vents his frustration that way. They had made Vader credible, only as we all know, Vader didn't go on to Survivor Series. Vader was a missed opportunity here, he really was. The Sultan next defeats Aldo Montoya, the German suplex with a bridge, and then he applies the camel clutch, which gets him the victory. And the Sultan wins in the end with a squash that's just incredible over Aldo Montoya. Get it? Star of a quarter. Now it's time for Mankind and Paul Bearer for their variation of the Buried Alive promo vignette. I only expected you to get that joke if you're a pretty big wrestling fan, which is, yeah, I imagine if you're still watching this, you are a big wrestling fan. So, yeah, the just incredible Aldo Montoya joke, I don't really need to explain that. Now it's time for Mankind and Paul Bearer for their variation of the Buried Alive promo, the Big Net. Sycho Sid takes on Goldust with Marlena. Sycho Sid asks, who's the man at ringside? Goldust applied a lot of his offense until Sid got a break, but when he did, he didn't stop. They advertised HBK and Austin next week, and I don't remember them ever having a Raw match together, so that should be good. It must not be that great because I've never heard of it, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be surprised. Goldust chokeslammed by Sid and then powerbombed. Sid tears Goldust apart. In the end, Sid wins after a powerbomb. I gave it a 1.5 stars. That does it for the match portion of the show. The show closes with Cornette getting Vader out of harm's way when Sid poses. This episode scores a quality rating of 3.5 out of 10 because it mostly just sucked. If I'm being honest, some good Buried Alive build, but no promo worthy of being on the show as a promo of the night. Little in terms of storytelling, just 4 matches with the best of the being the Rockers Smoking Guns tag team match. That would be better suited for a Superstars episode. So 3.5 seems fair to me. Nothing big on this show happened at all. So yeah, this Raw sucked. I don't say that very often, but the record now is 17-32-2 for Raw. They've been beaten for the 15th straight week by Nitro. So they got to pull up their socks. They're doing good in your house build, but they got to make Raw a little bit better than it's being because Nitro is kicking their ass. The Nitros that are going on simultaneously are extremely entertaining. So for Raw to be less than average it's only going to spell disaster as it did in the ratings. 3.5 to 2.1. Anyway, 3.5 out of 10 for Raw. I'm Brett Mix, and I'm out.